Okay, so with informational writing, it is organized 5 different ways, okay? Depending on what it is that you are writing about, okay? Obviously, if I'm writing a biography on, I don't know, Alex Trebek. I'm not believing you guys just asked who that is. That's the Jeopardy host.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I don't watch Jeopardy, so. Who is it?
It's the host of Jeopardy. It doesn't matter. If I'm writing a biography on somebody's life, I'm going to organize it a little bit differently than I would if I'm writing an essay about the Earth's layers. Okay? Those things are going to be organized differently just because of the kind of content. So, here's the thing. If you try to use the wrong organizational pattern for a topic, it's going to make writing your essay really, really difficult. Okay? So, we're going to look at the different ways you can organize it. Are you ready? The first one is sequencing. Okay? When I sequence my information, that's when I'm telling you first, next, last. Or I'm telling you on Monday this happened, then on Tuesday this happened, or at 7 a.m. I was doing this, and then at 8 a.m. I was doing this. Those are all ways of sequencing, okay? A diary entry, you would be sequencing, yes.
What about, like, it's happening right now, not later? And that's sequence.
You're not going to be writing about it if it's happening right that very second.
Like,
Not to inform other people.
would sequence be like, first this happens, then this happens?
Yes. Okay, so for sequencing, the author explains a process or event in sequential, that's the sequence, first, next, last, SEQ, UENTIAL, sequential or chronological order. Okay? Get that written, and then we're going to talk about some of those words just a little bit more. Okay. Flip your paper sideways. Let's talk about the word sequential. Sequential. Sequential is first, next, last. It puts things in order. Things or steps in order. If you're telling someone how to do something, you would use sequential order. If you're writing a recipe, you would use sequential order. Okay? Then you have chronological. It's still a way of sequencing, but chronological deals with time. So you're telling me what happened during the days of the week. You're telling me what happened over the course of some years. You could even be telling me what happened in the last 5 minutes. Okay? but chronological deals with the passing of time. Okay? So chronological. Putting events in order based on the passing of time. You got it? Okay, everybody got it? Okay, moving on. Then you have description. So if I'm reading an essay about Earth's crust, they're going to describe it to me. It wouldn't make much sense for them to use any other organizational pattern if they're telling me about it, right? They got to describe it. What's it look like? Where is it at? What makes it special? Okay? So a description, if it's organized by description, the author defines or describes a topic by including characteristics or examples. Okay? Compare and contrast. Friends, look at that word and. That means you have to do both. When we compare, we tell how they're alike. When we contrast, we tell how they're different. If you get to a prompt that says compare and contrast, you had best tell how they're alike and how they're different, okay? And. So if I'm reading an essay about the best vacation spots in the Caribbean, they're most likely going to use compare and contrast. They're going to tell me how these spots are alike, and then they're going to tell me what's different about them so that I can then decide which one I think would be the best for me to go to. Or if I'm reading a gaming article about Fortnite, they could very well be comparing and contrasting the different characters or the different things that you can do, what makes one better over the other, and how they're the same, okay? All of those would use the compare and contrast model. So when we compare and contrast, the author explains how things are alike and different. The author explains how things are alike and different. Okay, problem and solution. This one's easy. The author tells you about a problem and then gives you an option on how to solve it. That's it. So if the problem is erosion along Florida's beaches, the author would start out the essay by telling you what the problem is and why you should care. Because frankly, I'm not going to continue reading an essay about something I don't care about. They need to make you care. So what is the problem? And then they're going to give you some options on how we can solve it. Okay? You're not going to read essays where all they say is problem, 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 problem. They're going to give you an option for a solution. Now, is it always a feasible solution? Is it always something that can be accomplished? No. But they're going to give you a solution. Okay? So, problem. The author presents a problem. And offers solutions for it. Okay, and then the last one is cause and effect. What happened and what did it do? For example, for example, the cause. A few years ago, there were some crazy wildfires in Florida. The cause, someone threw a lit cigarette butt out the window. And it was very dry outside because it hadn't rained in a long time. The effect, thousands of acres of land burned. Cause and effect. A hurricane went through the Panhandle a couple of years ago. The part of Florida that goes underneath Alabama. Okay. The cause was a hurricane. The effect, thousands of people's homes were completely destroyed. Okay. Cause, I finally got the courage to ask my parents if I could go to my friend's party. Effect, I had a blast celebrating with my friend. Okay? All of those are examples of cause and effect. Yes, Jamichael.
Well, I think I'm saying it right, but not already. And like, I think the cause when he touched the doorknob and it shocked him was the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want
Yep.
that one too?
All right, so cause and effect. The author explains the causes of an event or situation and the effects that result. That result, yes.
Oh, fast.
Hey!
Okay,
Wait, Ms. Garfield, sorry. You know how the part 4 went? Is there a part 5 or is this it?
right now we're not talking about that. Okay, I need you to get that glued in on page 20.